Namaste, beautiful yogis. I will answer just a few quick questions about intermittent fasting so that it is in a talk form. People were asking after my last video about just certain things about intermittent fasting, and I'll just make a few clarifications. Can you do intermittent fasting while pregnant? When I got pregnant, I'll tell you my experience. Obviously, there is no, I would assume there is no studies done on this unless traditional societies who practiced it, the pregnant women continue practicing it. When you're pregnant, just eat when you're hungry. Your body will tell you. Don't give in to bad cravings because you're building a human. Replace unhealthy cravings with whole foods. I find that if you're craving real junky stuff, it's usually that you're craving carbs and sugars. So eat a lot of fruit, make smoothies maybe. I personally don't prefer smoothies, I prefer to chew, so I ate fruit. And I personally did a form of intermittent fasting, but I was eating at around probably 1 o'clock during the day. I would eat fresh fruit. So it was a form of intermittent fasting, but not. But I wasn't waiting way too long because I ate when I got hungry. I was already eating that way, so I just continued eating that way. Definitely not a time to make a big change in to your diet because you don't want the brain fog, the detox, and all of that. So continue what you're doing with possibly improving it slightly or improving what you're doing. Breastfeeding, same thing. I'm doing intermittent fasting. It is for now not affecting my milk supply. I actually have to tell you that if you have problems with milk supply, eat dates. You will get a lot of milk. I had to actually stop eating dates because it was too much. I was producing so much milk that it was just flowing all over the place, and as soon as I stopped the dates, my production went down, but just enough for my baby, but not overproducing. That was also because I entered the 3rd month of postpartum when it naturally regulates. But if now I do eat dates, it will go up my production. They just increase your milk production. And so are a lot of carbs, but dates in particular are very effective. So I got carried away with breastfeeding, but that is going to be in the title anyways of the video, intermittent fasting during breastfeeding. How I eat as late as I do just because I don't have time. I wake up kind of late, 10 o'clock, maybe later by the time I'm done breastfeeding. We do play with baby, or I've been doing baths outside because it's such beautiful sunny weather under like an umbrella. And the bath lasts a while because I want her to kick around and just, it's kind of like her spa experience. So by the time I'm done with all of that, it's 12, then I work, this, that, breastfeed and record a class, and it's 4 o'clock. But for a lot of you, it's gonna be different. You're gonna wake up at 8 and have a fast start and workout, and then you eat a little early. So just figure out how it works out for you. As far as can you do juices, smoothies, I would say smoothies no, because they're just big meals that are just gonna spike up your hunger, your your digestion. The reason why intermittent fasting works as well as it does is because you're not spiking up your digestion, and as long as you don't spike it up, you're not gonna be hungry. As soon as you spike it up, which for everybody is a different thing, but once you open up your digestion with a small meal, then you're gonna start getting hungry. And for me, for example, today I've had my brother-in-law brought from Mexico this cacao paste with cane sugar and coffee in it, just very raw. And I had like a few of those cubes of cacao paste, and that's what I've had, plus the lattes. So I'm not crazy about it. If we go to a restaurant, I'll even have a small meal because I prefer to enjoy my life and celebrate and have fun rather than be super glued to my lifestyle. But let's face it, we don't go to restaurants every single morning, so most days I eat the way I eat, intermittent fasting. But if I go somewhere out with people and there is yummy stuff, I'll enjoy it. So those are my rules. I think when you're transitioning, you can be a little more strict about it so that you become a glycogen burner and a fat burner rather than running off of the food that you ate. I think because I've done it for so many years, I just don't run on the food I just ate. I run on my glycogen reserves from the few days before that. And when I eat, I replace the glycogen reserves in my cells, sugar, and that will go for my next workout. So people are asking, where do you get your energy from? I get my energy from my previous meal, which is stored in my cells as glycogen. I run on it or my fat, and then I eat again and replace my glycogen reserves. And as long as I eat very close to working out after, everything is replaced, and I feel energetic the next day. If you wait too long after you work out, at least that's true for me, the next day I will be fatigued and my workout is going to be weak. So that's a big one. Eat right after you work out, because your muscles are now on empty and you need to replace your glycogen reserves. If you have other questions, let me know. Juice, you can test it. I have had celery lemon juice and it works. As long as it doesn't spike up your hunger, you can have whatever you have. I probably, through the fasting period, I have never counted how many calories I have, but I may have 100, I may have 50, I may have 200, depending on how many lattes I make, or coconut water cut with water, or other things. I haven't counted it, but I just know that I'm just having little things that don't make me hungry, but just kind of give me hydration and probably satisfaction. So that's answering some of the questions that came in. It does not lead to fatigue. It's on the contrary, it leads to energy, but you have to turn your metabolism, or you have to become either a fat burner, or you run on the glycogen reserves rather than on just what you ate. I think that's a survival mechanism built. I don't think that it's a survival mechanism built in us through obviously human history, because if we don't have that capacity to go without food, we would be extinct. So the people that were the fastest probably are our ancestors, the other ones died off. So we have that capacity in us, and I think most religions focus on it because digestion is one of the most energy consuming things that your body goes through. So if you are digesting, blood goes to the stomach and doesn't go to your head. Actually, my teacher says do not take showers after you eat, and I think that's why they say do not go swimming after you eat, because all your energy is here, and the water brings energy to the surface of the body, so it pulls energy away from your stomach and you are not going to digest your meal properly. So that's why you want to just kind of rest after you eat, or walk slowly, so that you're keeping your energy here, so that you're digesting your food properly. So blood and energy goes from the brain to the stomach, so that's why you're not as productive. When here it's empty, energy is here, energy is everywhere, but not here. And some of the energy is here for detox. I hope this makes sense. Once you eat, that's it. You're putting most of your energy here. So that is one of the reasons why people that like to be productive do that. I'm sure you can find other ways to be productive. That is just what works for me. I'm again making that disclaimer. In no way I think this is the best way to eat or anything. Like if you're eating small meals and that works for you, and absolutely you have zero complaints, that's fine. Another reason why I don't do small meals is just because I do small bites here and there, and I can do a small meal during the day, but in general, if I'm hungry at dinner time, I don't want a small dinner. I want a meal. I want a substantial meal that I feel full from and I sleep well and so forth. So, and also I eat kind of late because now with baby I go to bed very late. So, and before bed, if I know I'm gonna go to bed in 2 hours and I haven't eaten yet, I will eat raw foods with a light dip, certain olives, avocado, tofu dips. Those things don't make me heavy. Starches, they would stay undigested if I go to bed too soon after them. There are certain meals, cooked meals, that would just cause me indigestion, and certain foods like fruits, veggies, and high in raw fruit meal, mostly raw, but some dip with cooked things, that no problem because it digests fast. So learn how to work with your body and with your schedule, and I hope that helps. If you have other questions, post them below and I'll just answer a few more times, maybe on intermittent fasting. Namaste.